The time gap is getting closer, but can they hang on? It's not out of the question. Anything can happen in bike racing. It's never guaranteed. Can they hang on to the finish? Rory Sutherland just coming back down through the group, looking around for the back wheel of Karsten Kroon. Koza seems to have, the legs seem to have recovered slightly now, Brian. Yeah, this is where he put himself in trouble a lap ago.
When they get nearer and nearer the finish, they get more and more motivated when they see these crowds, and it means so much they're going to try it. But there's a crash in the peloton. Cavendish is down. Cipollini's down.
There's a crash at the front of the group. Mario Cipollini is down. Mark Cavendish is down. And it looks like Freddie Rodriguez is on the deck as well. Disaster at the top of the race, the front of the race for the sprinters. And how is Freddie? Can he sit up? You never want to see the crashes. He's just asking for a minute, just trying to compose himself. And that's always the danger, Brian, isn't it? We've talked about this all week with these criterium finishing circuits. And no, it's great for the crowd, but dangerous for the riders.
No, I just think there's a lot of pressure on, a lot of bunching up, and that's why it's important because all the riders were round about Levi Leipheimer, and that's all it needs for him to crash. But fortunately for him, the gold jersey is still up there, but you don't like to see them crashing. And you know, this is part and parcel of bike racing. You want to get involved with a sprint, so you have to get involved with this. But Cavendish is right out there. High Road are still going because they've still got Chierlich in the wheel.
High Road still drilling it on the front. They've lost one sprinter, but they've got another one. And the back wheel of Freddie Rodriguez collapses as he gets on the bike. That's amazing. He got on his bike and the back wheel just completely disintegrated under him. Not a good day for Freddie Rodriguez. Still on the front, and we're looking to see if Cavendish or anyone has got back into the group. All the riders now swing off in the breakaway group. Christophe Lemervel and David Cagnada not giving up. Everyone else has looked behind, seen the bunch and given up. Christophe Lemervel now looks over his shoulder. Him and David Cagnada, they've taken off to try and get away. Alexander Pichot from Bouygues Telecom sprints across the gap, and he will go straight past them. It looks, is it Thomas Voeckler? David Miller goes for Slipstream. Big attack, and this is what we expected coming into this. The team manager, Jonathan Valters, said earlier that they wanted a stage victory and second overall in the general classification. And Miller, the horsepower to do this. This is what we want to see, and it's Astana now that come through to the front. They recognise the danger. Brian, the Astana team, they thought the job was done, and they weren't expecting anything like this on the finishing circuit.
Well, I don't think anybody expected this to happen. We thought it would come from maybe some of his teammates, because I thought Levi Leipheimer, we were watching David Miller like a hawk. It just goes to show you that you know, he had the guts and determination, and he's still got a bit of time, but I don't know. It's but he's in good company. Voeckler's there, and the Sonia Duval rider just never picked up his number.
Is it Ike Kamano again? It looks like it looked like number 16. It is. It's Ike Kamano of Sonia Duval. David Cagnada caught, and Thomas Voeckler, David Miller, and Ike Kamano, and David Miller. He's put the Astana team under pressure. Levi Leipheimer was not expecting this. And Brian behind the Astana team, they've been on the front all day, and there's all sorts of devastation behind for them.
Yeah, but they've still got the Quick Step team. The Quick Step team will no doubt come to the front and try and bring it back for Bonin, and you've got CSC in there as well. It's just a pity that you know, this is going near the finish, and the sprinters are there, because David Miller's putting in a fantastic attack.
Rock Racing coming up there, but David Miller full power now as he heads down towards the finish. Miller, Vokler and Kamano, and the sprinters teams on the front being led by Quick Step, setting it up for Tom Bonan. Rock Racing are up there, and this group not working so well. Thomas Vokler now buries himself, but Iker Kamano not really working at all.
No, I don't think it's going to be enough. The gap's not enough there, and with the might of Quick Step on the front, Vokler swinging over, I don't think they've quite got the form and the legs to go with David Miller and help him out. I think it's going to be curtains for these three riders.
David Miller, the hands in the centre of the bars for the British champion. And this is what we like to see David Miller do in full fright. And it's always been the way that Miller's won his road stages, just sticks his neck out and goes when no one else is expecting him. The two riders, and I think Iker Kamano, the weak link in this breakaway group.
Well, I think anybody with David Miller at this moment in time would be the weak link, but they've only got 5 seconds now, and I think David's ripped the legs off him. But the looks of it, he blows his nose. I think it's all over for these three.
David Miller looks over his shoulder, but you've got to be in it to win it. And Miller now goes once again, and he tries to stay up there. Quick Step on the front, Paolo Bettini up there in third place, Rock Racing, and Miller just going back through the group, and that hurt his legs, and he needs to try and stay up near the front. But an impressive display of riding by the British national champion.
Well, there's reports that Cavendish has made himself a back, so basically, as I said, if he's still back and he comes out with this winner, what a superb result that would be for that British rider. So you never counted until you're out of it. The high road guys on the right hand side of the road, so we're going to have to wait and see as Oscar Freire has been brought up to the finish. This is going to be one mad finish.
This is what we want to see, a big sprint finish. Bettini in there, Oscar Freire coming up for Rabobank, Dominic Roland is in there for Toyota United. We just saw the CSC team bringing up JJ Haydo, and David Miller's gone back through that group. There's the high road, the three riders, Gerard Cholek, Mark Cavendish is in there for the high road, and Dominic Roland launches his sprint. Oscar Freire is still straight on him. Here comes Gerard Cholek. Cholek starts his sprint. Dominic Roland, Oscar Freire on the outside. Bettini is still up there. Cholek and Dominic Roland, but it looks like Cholek. But here comes JJ Haydo with a late attack. But Cholek, it's Mark Cavendish on the right. We didn't see him. He popped out. Mark Cavendish. Everyone was concentrating on Cholek. Cavendish, he crashes on the finishing circuit, and he comes through, and a spectacular sprint victory by Mark Cavendish.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you win a race and you get Fast Freddy has a go at you for no reason at all. What a finish. I go with the camera. Camera was going in Cholek, and out the side came Cavendish. What a ride.
It didn't quite have the wide angle. We just caught him at the last minute. JJ Haydo was coming up the inside. Cholek on the inside. Dominic Roland's great sprint. Here we go. We couldn't quite see him. Just on the right. Pops off the wheel of Paolo Bettini. We were seeing Cholek, but Mark Cavendish came round the outside. Cholek took everybody by surprise. They were all watching him. And over the top comes Mark Cavendish, and he gives the high road their victory.
JJ, I think, took second place with, was it Pagliarini taking third?
It is indeed, and a hug from David Miller, and he gives Gerard Cholek some big hugs and kisses from them. Cholek, a perfect work done by the high road, and Mark Cavendish opens his 2008 account with a stage sprint victory here in the Tour of California. But David Miller, that finishing circuit, he had Levi Leipheimer worried. I need to sit down now, Brian, or I need to take a lie down after that. Leipheimer heads off. That's stage 6. Mark Cavendish for the high road takes his first stage victory here in the Tour of California. We have one day to go. Santa Clarita to Pasadena, 93.4 miles, 150 kilometers. I hope you've enjoyed the stage today. A victory for Great Britain and Mark Cavendish. From me, Martin McCrossan, and Brian Smith in the commentary box. Join us tomorrow for more action from the Tour of California.